Zara.
Here.
Alderman Shockey. Alderman Sizmarsky.
Here.
Alderman Eugene Wesley.
Here.
Alderman Roy Wesley.
Oh, I'm here.
Alderman Winger. Alderman Woods. Mayor Police.
Here. Okay, quorum present. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This hearing will come to order. Let the record reflect that this is a public hearing being held pursuant to requirements of Section 10 and 20 of the Bond Issue Notification Act of the State of Illinois as amended. Notice of this hearing was published on January 6, 2012, in the Wooddale Press, a newspaper of general circulation in the city. This is a hearing regarding a plan to issue not to exceed $10 million in aggregate principal amount of the issuer's general obligation bond. The proceeds of the bonds will be used to finance the cost of various capital projects related to upgrades to the North Wastewater Treatment Plant within the city and paying certain costs of issuance thereof. The bonds will be issued by the issuer in accordance with the provisions of Section 15 of the Local Government Debt Reform Act of the State of Illinois as amended and shall constitute a general obligation of the city, payable from water and sewer revenues, non-home rule sales taxes, and such other funds of the city lawfully available and annually appropriated for such purpose. This public hearing is required by Section 10 of the Bond Issue Notification Act of the State of Illinois as amended. At the time and place set for the public hearing, residents, taxpayers, and other interested persons will be given the opportunity to express their views for or against the proposed plan of financing the issuance of the bonds and purpose of issuance of the bonds. Is there anyone who wish to submit any written comments? No comments? Any residents, taxpayers, or other interested persons attending the hearing and desiring an opportunity to express their views for or against the proposed bonds to please stand so that they may have an opportunity to make those comments or statements. We have none? No vote, right? So this concludes the public hearing regarding a plan to issue not to exceed $10 million in aggregate principal amount of the issuer's general obligation bonds, Series 2012. Do we need a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Alderman Cole.
Yes.
Alderman Lazara.
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky.
Yes.
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley.
Yes.
That passes, motion carries. That concludes the hearing. Thank you. Call, please.
Alderman Coles.
I'm here.
Alderman Lazara.
Here.
Alderman Shockey. Alderman Sizmarsky.
Yes.
Alderman Eugene Wesley.
Here.
Alderman Roy Wesley.
Here.
Alderman Winger. Here. Alderman Woods. Mayor Police.
Here. Quorum present, please stand and join us in I pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes. Minute.
First item, like a motion to approve the minutes of the city council meeting from January 5th, 2012.
So move.
Second,
Second.
questions, comments, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, citizens, do any citizens wish to be heard on matters not listed on the agenda? Okay, next, written communiques, I have one. This is from Phil Casada, Express Car Wash, Georgetown Square Mall. On Friday, December 24th, 2011, Christmas Eve, there was a water main break at Georgetown Square off Irving Park and Prospect. This incident happened in the mid-morning, right in the prime of shopping hours, when I heard the news that they would have to shut off the water for a couple of hours at the car wash I was beside myself, mostly because of the fact that I haven't had any business in days because of the weather. I would be losing even more business on this important day because of the water main break. I want to give your employees a huge thank you for really understanding my frustration and going above and beyond by making the process run so smooth and not turning off the water and doing the job, and getting the job done, completely soaking wet. That's it. I truly appreciate the sacrifice they made. I was able to keep my business up and running without any glitches. That is customer service at its best, and you don't see that too often anymore. And he says, thank you very much to Mr. Kramer and his guys. And a real nice job with the snow last week, John. Okay, that was it. Mayor's report, we have just two things. One, ONCC residential sound insulation. Deputy Chief Rivas was at the meeting, I believe it was yesterday, and 389 homes in Wooddale are scheduled for sound insulation in the next year and a half, I believe. And next on is Sister Cities. We have Dorothy Kuchera here she's one of the board of directors for the state of Illinois for Sister Cities, and Sue Manat, did I say that right? State coordinator for Sister Cities. Oh. Did you want to sit down at the table? Would that be better for you?
Sure. Thank you.
Chief, is that mic on? I need the card back. Okay.
Well, Mr. Mayor and the aldermen, I'm very excited about being here today because I've been a resident of Wooddale for 40 years. And to have the opportunity of being able to talk about Sister Cities is really great because I think you will find that it's one of the most unique organizations that you will ever come in contact with. I want to tell you a little bit about it. In 1956, at the height of the Cold War, President Dwight D. Eisenhower convened the White House Conference on Citizen Diplomacy in Washington, D.C. He proposed a program to involve individuals and organized groups at all levels of society in citizenship diplomacy with the hope that personal relationships fostered through sister city affiliations would lessen the chance of future world conflicts. Thus, the Sister City program was born. We are a not-for-profit organization powered by citizen diplomats, educators, elected officials, business leaders, youth and young professionals, municipal organizations, and community volunteers. We are a network of nearly 2,000 community-to-community programs with about 600 sister city programs throughout the United States, included in the total of 136 countries and regions spreading across 6 continents. Our members promote cultural understanding through economic development projects, sister school programs, fairs and festivals, technical training programs. Sister City volunteers respond to humanitarian requests, work with developing communities on infrastructure projects, and with students in schools around the world. As a community, Wooddale has the option of forming a Sister City program, either as an association or as a town commission. You can plan your program for one yearly project only, such as a student exchange, or you can coordinate several yearly projects, such as cultural evenings at your library, participate in the Memorial Day Parade. You can sponsor ethnic community dinners, have professional exchanges, such as with the firemen, police, teachers, business leaders, and so on. You can exchange peace polls. You can exchange books, readings, and the list just goes on. And whatever it takes, and whatever is especially unique to Wooddale. We have many neighbors in the program. Addison and Elk Grove Village have Italian sister cities. Hoffman Estates, Palatine, and Mount Prospect have sister cities in France. Schaumburg, and I believe it's Bartlett, also have sister cities in Germany, and Roselle has one in Poland. On this small world in which we live, it is more and more important that people learn about other countries and cultures, learn to respect and appreciate similarities and differences of people and governments of different nations, gain a greater respect of one's own culture, and help one another to respect and trust each other so that we may all live in peace. And that is why the mission of Sister Cities is promoting peace through mutual respect, understanding, and cooperation, one individual and one community at a time. Thank you. Do any of you have any
Thank you.
questions to ask us?
Questions? Thank you.
My goodness. Thank you.
Yes, Gene.
Is the reason why this is on agenda, we're going to try to, is there more presentation there?
There's one more.
Or are you, okay.
This one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ron Pickett, he's with Elk Grove, and he's been part of the student exchange, and he's actually one of the teachers that goes back and forth for the students.
Good evening. Mayor Police has had the privilege of participating firsthand in the student exchange, which is something that we in Elk Grove, though we had a sister city for now 11 years, just recently, this is only our second time. So it took us a long time to build up to this point. And so now here, Wooddale has the opportunity to jump into the deep end of the pool and get the really big benefits of this relationship. I know the families that hosted these students, their lives will never be the same. I've been teaching in Sicily since 2005 every year, and I have adult friends and student friends all over the place that walk down the street and everyone says, Mr. Pickett, Mr. Pickett. I think I have more friends there than I have here, so these people here don't like me, I'll just go over there. So this is a fantastic opportunity. In the particular town where these students are from that were in the exchange with Fenton High School is really pretty fortunate for you should you ever decide that you want to go visit this area. This is one of the two premier resort cities in Sicily. People from all over Europe come to Cefalù for vacations, especially there are a lot of Germans who come to Cefalù, French people come to Cefalù. It's one of the two big stops for European vacations. Very, very nice. Little, it's not huge. It's a little quaint town with quaint little shops. It would be an ideal relationship. So as a person who's been very involved in the Elk Grove relationship with Temi Merese, I think this is a fantastic opportunity. And again, I would be willing to answer any questions. I don't know if you have any questions about, yes.
Go ahead, Frank.
Now, Cefalù is our, I guess, the sister city that we're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And how was that chosen?
Well, sort of like a lot of things in life are. It just sort of happens.
Okay.
Cefalù is a neighbor to Tamina Merese, the sister city of Elk Grove Village.
Okay.
And I taught in a school in Cefalù last year for the first time, and they wanted to be involved in exchange. And through the efforts of Mayor Police and some people at Fenton High School, we were able to put together an exchange at Fenton High School this year. And It's sort of like the big romance stories. It just people happen to bump into each other and it's love at first sight. And does that make sense?
Sure, I mean, it sounds like it was just something that happened.
It just happened, yeah.
Right.
There weren't a bunch of big brains sitting in a room somewhere saying, which.
Now, do they have a sign, like I've seen at, other villages? Will they have a sign in that city that they're a sister city to Wooddale?
Most likely, that Termini Merese has a big sign right off the autostrada. It says Termini Merese, Sister City, Elk Grove Village.
Okay,
So Elk Grove has a sign right by our village hall that says Sister City of Termini Merese.
all right, thank you.
So how this came about is basically the students have been going to Elk Grove for a few years now. All of a sudden, the students from Cefalù needed a place. We were reached out, Mr. Gulo reached out, called myself and people over in Bensonville, one of the trustees. We reached out to the high school. There was a meeting set up between Mr. Gulo and the high school and I believe the teacher from Elk Grove High School. And basically within 3 weeks, Fenton High School started recruiting families. They ended up one short, and that's actually how I ended up with one of the students. And being that my neighbor's daughter is a senior at Fenton, she took the girl that stayed with my family to school. And that's how we started. I mean, this was quickly, so. And basically, they want to continue. The students from Fenton are now getting ready. They are booking their flights and going to Italy. Now, the flights are paid for by the families themselves. This is, like Mrs. Kuchera said earlier, this is charitable. So anybody who goes, even if we become a sister city and we're on the council, we don't fly for free. If we want to go, we pay our own way. That's, this is strictly charity. But to get involved, there's economic opportunities and whatnot. I have the book here that Ms. Kuchera gave us last time. And Alderman Roy Wesley, you had your hand up.
The mayor mentioned that some students from Fenton High School went. How do these kids get picked to go, or how do they to go there? Or because we have 3 high schools in this Wooddale, so that's
So
Go ahead.
when we do our exchange, our sister city organization chooses. In this case, because you didn't have an organization yet, the students were chosen through the school and basically who was able and willing to host and that kind of thing. So should you set up a sister city organization, the sister city organization would choose which students would go. Elk Grove also has 2 high schools, but our exchange is just with Elk Grove High School at the moment. We don't do an exchange with Conant High School, even though part of Elk Grove students go with Conant. So you'd work out those kind of details. That would be part of the control that you would get by having a sister cities organization. You'd be able to make those kind of choices. Does that answer your question?
yeah, sort of.
The way I understand it, because I've been asking a lot of questions, basically, the students, they get to go or get to host. Number one, I believe the parents going to have to pass background checks. The students that qualify have to be good students in good standing. If, they have a lot of problems, they're not going to get to go. Grades, disciplinary positions, there's a criteria, and Elk Grove has offered to give over their criteria over to us as an example. Mr. Wesley.
I'm taking it, Mr. Mayor, that you're looking for an obligation from the city of some financial somewhere down this.
Okay, here's the deal. The Sister Cities is about $360 per year, and I think another $20 or $35. So it's about $395. What happens is if you form an association, and these are going to be basically volunteers, the way Elk Grove does it is $25 per member, and it's not a political thing, so it's not like I'm going to be sitting on the board and master of ceremonies. This is going to be residents and honestly, some of the parents that have been involved in the Sister Cities program with the foreign exchange student are willing to set up the association and
In Elk Grove, the
Mr.
relationship, the official relationship is between the towns. So the mayor of Elk Grove and the mayor of Tamandaré Mesa signed a document. But the village of Elk Grove does not support our sister city organization financially or have any direct,
Want to come up, Steve?
yeah, any direct supervision, though several of the trustees and the police chief are members of our organization, so we work closely with the village.
Can you state your name for the?
I'm Steve Schmidt, S-T-E-P-H-N, Stephen Schmidt. I'm the police chief in Elk Grove, but I'm also the current president of the Elk Grove Village Italian Sister Cities. And how we set up our organization, we have several standing committees. We have volunteers from the community. We do have some trustees on our committees. But we have an educational committee. We have a fundraising committee. We have a publicity committee. We have a combination of business and government. And what we have done, we have gone over to visit our sister city, and all our officials have gone over there at one time or another, not all at the same time. They have met with the government officials over there. I have met with the judges over there, with the police over there, because they're changing their criminal justice system over there right now to the kind of system that we have here in the United States. So we actually took a judge with us from Cook County, from the Rolling Meadows Court Facility, who lives in Elk Grove. And we went over and spoke with the judges over there and with the police over there. That's one part that we did. But the other thing that we offer for our citizens is we have a tour that goes over there about every other year. And we usually have about 40 people that go, and what they do is they stay mostly in Termini in the hotels, but they travel through the whole island, and one of the stops they make is Chuffalo. So they do visit
One of the
Chuffalo.
favorite stops.
Yeah, it is one of their favorite stops. But, so there's a lot of things that we do, but we have committees, and we do get the residents in the community involved in this. And like Rod said, it's nothing that, we really don't ask the village for the money. We do our own fundraising. You were at our main fundraiser, not right before Christmas. We have a big Christmas party for members and their families, and that's our main fundraiser for the year.
Do you have a follow-up?
I'm going to end it right here. The only thing is with the sister city, I'm understanding a little better, but when you bring in just Fenton High School, I'm thinking, I got 3 other schools here too. So.
You wouldn't be
And-
you wouldn't be limited to that, right?
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
I want to make sure it's open to everyone. so.
You can do you can choose what you want. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Eugene Wesley.
Well, let me ask you this question, is this, could we adopt more than one sister city?
Yes.
Because I'll tell you one thing,
Yes.
I know it's Italian, but we also have a huge Polish community here. You know,
Chicago
so-
has, I think, like 10 or 15 different sister cities.
I mean,
Yeah.
28.
well, let me tell you one thing, I did attend a couple of the functions that you guys did have when we had the Top Golf. The kids really had a good time, except for the one kid that got hit in the head with the golf ball. I think it's a good organization. I think it was pretty good that it was a last minute thing that we got involved in it. I have to agree with Alderman Roy Wesley down there, is we have more than one school district. And if we as a council decide to get involved in a city here, that would have to be one of the options on the table that, we got Addison Trail, we got Lake Park. I think those schools, because it's unfortunate that we got that many different school districts in our community. So that would be an outreach that I would directly look at, that we look at those other two schools, be involved and be the option to be able to send some of those students. And I don't know how you go about how many students per school. You know what, we won't, I don't want to get into that tonight, but I really would like to look at those options too. I think it's a good thing to get involved in a program like this for our community, knowing that we are out there and we'd like to do that. So I would support this, providing that we could work those differences out on whatever shape or form we could do. I also would look at maybe possibly looking at in our Polish community here, and not just. And I'm not taking offense on countries, but I like to look at that too.
Well, one good thing would be, since the Italian thing sort of kind of almost got legs already, it would be like a jump start for doing a Polish
Right.
city. So you would have like the framework already set, and we've talked about doing a second sister city. It's not happened, but it would be several communities have more than one, and once you have the Italian one, the Polish one would be, I think, pretty easy sell. And like you said, you have a lot of citizens who would be interested in that. I think that.
Right.
And to put your mind at ease about the schools, I believe there's more than one high school.
Well, there's
So-
many, yeah.
So you might be able to have exchanges with your schools here with several schools over there.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to all
Yeah.
open up this, not concentrate on Fenton High School. That's, I mean,
I want to make one comment on having a second sister city right off the bat. In speaking with Frank Laitano, who was the president of Sister Cities, he says, if you're going to start two at once, he goes, you're set for failure. You've got a little start here,
Right.
get this one going. The following year, you can move right into the next one, because I did mention about the Polish community.
Yeah.
And
Hey, work out all the kinks and the bugs, and then it's pretty easy to start the second one. Yeah.
And I think I speak for Elk Grove Italian Sister Cities that if you go forward with this and you want some help to get things going, get your committees going and everything, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to help you out to get the things going, show you what we've done, show you what works, what doesn't work, and I'm sure that Addison would do the same thing for any towns around here.
And as far as the high school goes, while the students were here, Kathy Pierce over at Fenton High School received quite a few calls of people of, how do I get involved? What do I need to do? So I don't think they're going to have any more problems with host families. Basically, Pat, we would just need a motion to fill out the paperwork to become a sister city.
Be a motion to create a sister city relationship with the city of Wooddale. He's identified the amount for that.
395, and actually,
Okay.
the first year, it's 50% off, I was told. So it would be less.
Make that motion.
Oh, yes, Ms. Gutierrez, could you please come up to the microphone?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to add the fact of thinking about a second sister city. When you get to that stage, your dues are the same. You don't pay more for more sister cities. You can accumulate as many as you want, so just keep that in mind for financial. And I wanted to stress the fact that as the committee forms, they are the ones that decide and make a permanent list of the do's and don'ts. If your project is going to be a school exchange, that's where it's set up. You make the rules, you name the high schools that are going to be involved in this. You're going to say something like they have to be a resident of Wooddale, or whatever your decision is that you're going to do. You put this as a motion and put it into your resolution when you set up your organization. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Wesley?
This
Roy?
is, Does the sister city on the other side pay the same amount? Do they pay
No.
dues? They don't pay dues?
No.
Okay.
Oh, and you're talking about in Italy or Poland or whatever?
Right,
They usually can't afford it.
okay. And we shouldn't have no bugs. I mean, we got Elk Grove next to us, so this should be pretty easy.
Alderman Eugene West.
So Mayor, in that motion, is that motion is this to join the sister city, or do you also put the motion in there that we contact the other two schools
Well-
to be involved in this program?
I,
I just want to make sure we are covered.
let me answer that. Right now, you have Bensonville is working in conjunction basically with Wooddale and Fenton. If we go to Addison Trail and let's say, you know, Addison Trail also takes Addison. How many families, you know, how many students are gonna come in? Is it gonna be 2 students or 3 students because it's a small section? Same thing with Lake Park. I mean, it's the west end.
First off, let's go back to that. I am not, for sure, if that's the comment that we're making here, then my vote is no to join it, because the way you're saying right now, that you do not want the 2 other schools involved in, that's the impression I'm getting here. So you know what?
I'm not saying-
If that's the case, my vote will definitely be no for this program, because I don't care, they pay the same amount of taxes on our community as much as everyone else do. So if that's the thing you're saying, that we only going to get 2 students out there, 3 students out of Lake Park, I still say they should have the option to do it. You're saying that, oh, now we might not be able to get, I would not support this stuff.
It's,
All we're doing is joining sister cities, and there's gonna be a committee started. Now, when there's volunteers, now, if you wish to be on the committee, you'll be allowed to be on the committee, and then you can approach Lake Park or Addison Trail and see if they're willing to do it.
A lot of schools don't want it.
Okay, the committee will make up the, I mean, it's gonna be a committee of residents in Wooddale. Alderman Roy Wesley.
I understand the residents make up these rules. And they're all volunteered and stuff. We have a big portion of Wooddale that goes to Fenton, and a small portion goes to Addison Trail, and a small portion goes to Lake Park. Why can't we just make a rule as a city council right here as one of the first rules? That's part of it, of the sister city, not leaving no schools out in any which way. I mean, I think we could do that. I mean, we're putting the rules, Rule 1 right here. Mr. Mayor, and on your statement of what you just said too, I would think it was totally wrong on just putting Fenton High School. And if that's the way you were saying it,
I wasn't putting Fenton High School only. Right now, they're the only ones involved. As for the other ones, the commission is then gonna have to approach those high schools and
but
see if they're
I think
interested.
we should put it as a city council, as a rule, to make it as that, as the residents of Wooddale.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, what you've got to do, though, is you've got to agree that you're going to participate in the Sister City program. They have certain rules and regulations, and then when you're the extent of your involvement and participation, you can dictate to your citizenry what you want the focus to be. And if you want to explore other high schools and other schools, you can do that. And as it was suggested, there are some who may not want to participate, but that's not, you first have to join the entity and the organization, and then you determine with the input of the community, you know, how far you want that to expand, if you want it to go to other, and there's no limit on how many you can affiliate with, how many sister cities, and the number of schools. It's dependent on the number of participants and the school's willingness to participate.
Alderman Coles, go ahead.
The thing is that we have to start someplace. You've got to adopt Second City, and then after you get the organization going, then you bring in residency. Or it says everybody has to be in Wooddale in order to be in it. I got it on. You have to be in Wooddale. So the kids that are going to Lake Park are residents of Wooddale. The kids that are going to Addison Trail are residents of Wooddale. And the people that are in, go to Fenton, which is 60% of our kids, go to Fenton, so they're Wooddale. So that's what we gotta vote on first, but we have to have the organization first before we can do anything like that. And that's what the motion was for, was to set up for a second city, not which school you go to, because there's kids that want to get involved and there's kids that don't want to get involved. So, I mean, I don't know what the argument's about.
Cindy, you want to come up? Want to state your full name and,
Hi, I'm Cindy Aloisio. I'm one of the directors, and I'm also the treasurer of the Elk Grove Village Sister Cities. I think maybe what you need to understand is when our sister city formed back in 2000, we didn't even have a student exchange. So first you have to organize your actual organization. The organization then elects directors. We have 9 directors, and then the directors choose who their officers are going to be. So you have a president, a vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Okay, but we have 9 directors, and Mr. Gullo happens to be the executive director, because actually he did start our Sister Cities program. So within that organization, your directors, they meet by themselves maybe once a month or every couple months, and then you have a meeting. We meet the 3rd Monday of every month for everybody that is in our organization, all the members. The members pay $25 per year to be a member of the Sister Cities. And so they can vote on things with us. So that's how you decide. And nobody's saying that you can only have one school. You know,
Right.
Start your organization first, then try. You have different committees for everything. Charitable committees, fundraising committees, medical exchange committees, business committee. You have all different committees that people will work on these committees, and then that's how you build your organization. So by no means, you don't have to have just one school involved. So I just want to make that clear. Does anybody have any questions for me?
No?
Okay.
could you spell your last name, Cindy, please? Sorry.
ALOI, S as in Sam, I-O.
Thank you.
I'm ready to vote.
We need a motion.
I made the motion.
Okay, Pat,
I'll second it.
we got to put the dollar amount in there.
Well, I think it's $395, not to exceed $395, but it's going to be less the first year.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Mike? Alderman Coles?
Yes.
Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes. We'll start filling out the paperwork. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Next up, the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have one report. I did meet with our ComEd External Affairs rep this week in reference to some ongoing complaints that the city had. This is separate from the smart grid legislation or any monies that were put aside for major capital improvements in Wooddale. But that being said, the smaller improvements based upon our complaints are scheduled to be, or at least some of them are scheduled to be fixed by May 31st of 2012. You'll get a summary of these improvements and locations in tomorrow's weekly manager report. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Next is the consent agenda. We have 3 items on the consent agenda. Do we have any objections on any items? Then I'd like to entertain a motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes. Next, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the items on the agenda. Item number 1, approval of contract award to Baxter and Woodman for fiscal year 2013 street and sidewalk resurfacing program, design engineering services in the not-to-exceed amount of $55,000. Item number 2, approval of vehicle replacement 201, a not-to-exceed amount of $29,000. Item number 3, a resolution adopting and enacting a capital improvement program, CIP. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second. Questions? Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes. Next, is committee chairman reports, planning and zoning, Alderman Winger.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Public health and safety, Alderman Coles.
Yes, I have one, I'm making a motion to an ordinance amendment to the city of Wooddale. Parking ordinance, chapter 15, article 20, section 15, 2006 for the city codes to include no parking on Oak Meadow Drive. Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? Comments?
Hey.
Alderman Wesley.
One question. Are we removing the stripes out there, or what are we doing? Isn't there,
Chief Vesta, can you answer that?
isn't there stripes out there now for parking? Maybe I'm not.
Thank you. There's actually stripes out there that would denote the edge of the roadway.
Yeah.
So we'll work with Public Works if this passes to enact no parking signs out there. And then we can take enforcement action based on that.
So are we removing the lines or no?
I don't believe they have to. I can verify on that, but it's a solid white line, which
Okay.
typically would mean the right edge of the roadway. So I
Thank
don't
you.
think we need to.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
Yes.
Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes. And that concludes your report, Joe?
Yes, it does.
Public Works,
No
Ald-
report, Mayor.
Finance and Administration, Alderman Roy Wesley.
No report.
We have nothing under other business. Approval list of bills, Alderman Roy Wesley.
Need a motion to approve the list of bills in the amount of $990,329.79.
So move.
Second.
Questions?
Was it?
Comments?
Did I do something wrong?
No?
No.
But you made the motion.
You made the motion. Gene
Now we're
said
looking
so
for a
moved.
second.
Yes.
I second it.
And we had a couple over here. Either one.
Either one.
Roll call.
Alderman E. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Sizmarsky,
Yes.
Alderman R. Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Winger,
Yes.
Alderman Coles.
Yes.
Alderman Lazaro.
Yes.
That passes. We have no executive session, no items to be referred, no items for information only. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion make.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.